Hello fellow photographers, it's great to have you back here. Do you sometimes get inconsistent results in your photographs? Some photos turn out light and the next photo of the exact same scene looks completely different. Well, you're not alone. Many photographers struggle with this. Keep watching and you'll learn why this happens and how to improve your photographs by understanding how your camera thinks. I'll be explaining, you guessed it, light metering. A concept that many avoid, but once you understand it, you'll have so much more control over the results you get from your camera, and it's guaranteed to greatly improve your photography. In this video, part 1, I'll be explaining what light metering is, how your camera thinks when it comes to deciding on an exposure, how to understand your light meter, and how you can take better control of your camera's result. This is a two-part video because this is probably one of the most important concepts to master if you want to be a great photographer. In part 2, I'll be explaining the most common metering modes, applying it practically to your photography, and I'll tell you which is my preferred metering mode and why it works for me. I'll be showing you plenty of photo examples and talk you through the metering. After watching these videos, you'll be able to apply all of this to your specific camera brand and model. I'm Danielle Carstens. I'm a professional wildlife photographer and photo safari host in Africa from Africa, and I lead photo safaris throughout Africa, introducing my guests to the wildest areas of this unique continent while helping them improve their wildlife photography. If you also love photography, conservation and travel, remember to subscribe to join the C4 Circle as we bring you more top quality content. Let's start with a quick and very important recap of how a photo is formed. Light comes in through your lens into the camera body. When you press the shutter button, the shutter opens to enable the light to reach the sensor. And it's here on the sensor where millions of light receptors collect light energy that is eventually processed by the camera to form an image. Have you ever wondered how the camera knows how bright or how dark it needs to make the photograph? How does it know to brighten up a dark scene or to not produce a complete whiteout image in bright conditions? Well, during this process I just mentioned, there's an important step that I didn't yet mention. Before you take the photo, the camera reads the light in the scene. And with this info, it aims to create an average exposure, a photo that's not too light and not too dark. A photo that's essentially looking normal, as you would see it with your eye. In technical terms, it aims for middle gray, which is halfway between absolute black and absolute white, the best average that it can give you. And this is indicated by your camera's light meter, which looks like a ruler. You'll see it inside your viewfinder, or you can see it on your back screen. 0 indicates the average exposure that the camera aims for, that middle point between black and white that I just mentioned. An overexposed or overly bright photo shows up on the plus side, and a photo that's too dark, according to the camera, shows up as negative on the light meter. Note that I said according to the camera. And the camera unfortunately doesn't always get it right. And that's why this is such an important concept. The more you understand it, the more control you can take over your exposure. Once you master control over this light meter, you'll not only save many photos which you would have previously discarded, but you can also get really creative with your photography. Keep an eye out for an upcoming video of mine on the topic of exposure compensation, where I show you how to save many a photo and how to end up with beautifully creative images that you'll happily frame and put on your wall. So now we know that the camera aims for a middle gray average exposure. But how does it decide on this average or 0 on the meter? It has an internal light meter. It reads how much light or dark areas there are in your chosen frame, and the camera then decides on an exposure based on the info it receives from the light meter. The camera then adjusts the aperture, shutter speed, ISO to get this 0 exposure depending which mode you're using. Except obviously if you're in the full manual mode, in which case you adjust the exposure based on the light meter reading. So you'll watch your meter. You'll do so by setting the shutter speed, ISO or aperture yourself to get the meter to 0. Now for the fun part. You're able to tell the camera how to read the light coming in. You can tell it to give more preference to a small area, most likely where your subject is, or you can tell it to read the light from all different parts of the frame and create an average based on the whole area. You can also tell it to give more preference to the light coming from just the middle area of the frame. On some cameras, you can even tell it to protect the highlights from burning out or being too bright. And you do all of this by setting your metering mode in your camera. You'll see the metering mode indicated by a button similar to this one, or on your settings screen it will be indicated by the current metering mode icon, like one of these. Phew, if you're still listening after all of that, well done. You are most definitely invested in improving your photography, and this YouTube channel is made for photographers like you. So do remember to subscribe and to click the bell when you do subscribe. In part 2, the next video, I'll be delving deeper into each of the most common light metering modes, and I'll also tell you which is my preferred mode to use as wildlife photographer. I'll see you there.